Welcome to 5 Points Blues presentation of Back to the Basics. Everything you wanted to know about Cowboys football, but were too afraid to ask. Here are your hosts, Nikki Harrison and Christy Scales.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Back to the Basics. Everything you wanted to know about Cowboys football, but were too afraid to ask. I'm Nikki Harrison here with Christy Scales, and we have a fun treat today. We've got two members from the design team of Dallas Cowboys merchandise.
That's right. We literally have dressed up the podcast today
Yes,
with
we have.
our two design team members, Erica LaFleur and Rachel Thomas. And one of the reasons, yay, we are so glad you're here. Dallas Cowboys merchandise, of course, those are the folks who equip and dress the Dallas Cowboy fans. And the reason for the timing is a couple of pieces right here. The big blockbuster movie is coming out this weekend, Black Panther.
Can't wait.
And so we have coincided the 5 Points Blue podcast, the release. We've got the cap here. We've got the T-shirt for Dallas Cowboys Black Panther. And there's so much excitement with that and overall with Dallas Cowboys merchandising. But first, Erica and Rachel, tell us about DCM and the mission statement, what it all means, because I think that so many people of Cowboys Nation have no idea that the Cowboys are the only NFL team that control their own logo.
Yes, that is what's truly unique about us. We are the only NFL team that designs, manufactures, and sells our own apparel and headwear. And it's really cool because we can really focus on our fans and our culture and immerse ourselves into creating something really unique and exciting every season for our fans.
That's so fabulous. And just talk a little bit. So I know you've said that you guys don't dress the team. Nike dresses the team, our partnership with Nike, but you dress the fan. So where do you start in that process?
I mean, we really get inspiration directly from the fan. We use some trend forecasting sites called Fashion Snoop so that we are definitely staying sensitive to the trends that are out there, things that are important to our fans. We have a really great and unique fan base in our Dallas Cowboys fans because, you know, the ladies really love their bling. The guys are diehard true blue. And so we have a lot of really unique details that we can really incorporate into each of our designs each season. And we take a lot of notes based upon what was a great seller in the past year. You know, people were loving DAC tees and anything with a number on it or, you know, just little details like that. And we really are sensitive to those types of things so that we make sure that we are fulfilling what every fan really wants to wear.
Awesome.
And it's also great because of the partnerships that DCM has with 8180. I think that a lot of the ladies may know about Pink and things like that. But Tommy Bahama, Star Wars, things like that. Can you just elaborate more on these partnerships and the opportunity that it provides the Cowboys organization?
Yeah, so through Dallas Cowboys merchandising, those partnerships are, you know, we partner with the brands that are best in their class. So, yes, Victoria's Secret Pink is one of those, and you're wearing Tommy Bahama.
I am.
Today.
Nikki and I. This is great because we got it's not casual Friday.
Yes.
But we took this as an opportunity to wear our favorite. This is my favorite item from this last week. So let's use this as an example. This is a Tommy Bahama.
Yes.
Okay. So we've got the Cowboys logo here. We've got the little Tommy Bahama logo here. So how did that partnership work? Tell me more specifically about this particular item.
So we have a great licensing program like that we use in order to approve, you know, all of the marks that you see on the Dallas Cowboys items partnered with those brands. So it goes through a whole really, you know, intricate process in order to get those designs here and partnered in. And it really is a partnership in which both brands are representing themselves in the best light possible. So even, you know, Columbia
yes.
today.
Absolutely. And, you know, part of that vigorous process is going through lab dips. We have a very, very specific Pantone color is how they reference it in our business. But it's our 289C navy blue. And so we really want to hold all of our licensees to those important standards to us. And so you'll notice this navy plaid is really indicative. It's going to match everything you see in the line so that when everything sits next to each other on the retail floor, it looks cohesive and something that's really important to us and to represent our brand.
And you brought up 289C, and I know that's an exclusive partner of ours. They also do college apparel. So
Yes.
speak about the schools that you also design
Yes.
for.
So specifically, 289C Apparel is an entity under the Dallas Cowboys merchandising umbrella. And University of Southern California, huge opportunity for us that kind of opened the door of this innovative business model that we have. And University of Texas, I'm sure there's a lot of those fans listening today. So as you know, they have two very different, I think, cultures on their campus, and we really, make sure that their apparel matches kind of what's happening in the student body, culturally, on USC's campus, and then in Austin. For University of Texas, so it's really tailored to them, which is why they came to us, to partner. So that is
Fascinating.
Yeah.
It's got to be really exciting to break that kind of new ground with the college fans and the millennials and down on like that.
Absolutely. And we actually have student ambassadors at each of the universities to make sure that we really keep our finger on the pulse of what's trending there. We don't want to just sell them the same old thing that we would sell to our Cowboys fan, because we really take pride in designing for that in particular fan. And
Absolutely.
So,
well, because I'm sure you have to do research on the fact that the Cowboys fan is different than the USC fan and the Texas fan. I mean, they're different stuff.
And I guess that goes into DCM and what it is. It's not just the designers. You've got your researchers. You've got your marketing. Can you tell us just some more about, you represent the design team, but you're part of an overall bigger team, kind of, I'm thinking, I'm trying to correlate it to the football team itself.
Yes, absolutely. We have several different teams that all work really hard to develop our product. Of course, we are in the garment design department, but we also have a graphic design department who we collaborate very closely with to make sure that we are not only hitting the silhouette, so the actual garment that you'll be wearing, but the graphic that will go on it. There's so many different ways that the star can be interpreted, or our Cowboys word mark. And certainly for our schools as well, they have the Longhorn silhouette logo, and then we have our interlocking SC logo. So, people that we deal the most, with is our graphic design department. However, it doesn't stop there. We also have our marketing department, our e-commerce department, photography, all of these departments that really bring the product to life.
Wow.
And let's not forget, we have an amazing distribution center.
That's right.
That if you can think of just how everything actually reaches the doors of the stores for you guys to buy and online, that has to go through an entire process, after it's developed with us.
The size is really... I had the opportunity one time to be out at the warehouse, and you should mention that since the Cowboys have moved to the Star in Frisco, that like Rachel and Erica and folks, are actually up on the third floor now, so they're here. But the warehouse, if you ever saw the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, the very first Indiana Jones movie, at the very end, after they've recovered the Ark and you see the forklift taking the Ark and putting it up on the I mean, it's really that big.
Yeah.
It's 400,000 square feet.
Wow.
It's amazing.
And speaking of your distribution center, and you're not just in the pro shops, where else is Dallas Cowboys merchandise located, I guess?
Oh my gosh, we have so many different distribution channels. I mean, of course we have the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shops, but we also, sell to retailers like Walmart and Target, and JCPenney, and Kohl's, and Macy's. Just all of these different places where we can really get the product to our Fans United stores. I mean, really the list goes on and on. We sell to different retailers, Sam's Club. Sure. I mean, really just...
Mom and pop boutiques.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Albertsons
That's
and
right.
Tom Thumb, because hey, on game day before I leave for the stadium, I throw on the jersey because it's 10%
yeah.
off.
Oh yeah,
right.
Groceries. So
there are perks.
In direct contrast to that, too, we also sell all the way up to stores like Nordstrom. So your Tommy Bahama pieces are all available there, which really gives like a great, just stretch of, like, what are all the places that this Cowboys fan can find? Something for maybe the higher end items, or even right down to your just standard T-shirts that
Very
you're wearing
good.
watching a game at home.
Very
Yes.
good. Now,
So-
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say with some of the higher end, just from what we have here on the table, if we can get a full look here, and we see, for example, this velour shirt here, very different from some that the child's one here. I actually bought
Adorable.
4 of those for my little cousins this past year.
That's one of our favorites.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. But let's pick one of these items and kind of take us through the process of, now it's in the stores, but how long ago did you have to start on it? And what were
Right.
some of the specific things that went into it?
Absolutely. So it's a great question because we do actually design 2 years ahead of time.
Okay, so
Wow.
so the Black Panther is out this week.
Yep.
But you started on it a long time. Well, that one with then maybe a little bit different with the movies
yes.
and Star
Yeah.
Wars, but
Yeah.
but choose an item and take us back 2 years.
Yeah,
then.
so we'll kind of start with this velour tee right
Okay.
here. And I'll kind of just put, this is where we started, if you can see that. This is from our Fashion Snoops trend forecasting website, and we're really lucky because Fashion Snoops covers everything from runway trends, visionary macro trends, retail, the streetwear trends, how people are wearing clothes, like not just velvet's a trend, how people wear skirts with it, jeans with it, how it can really be merchandised and translated to our fan. So velvet, as I'm sure everyone is aware, is really out there right now. And so we saw it as a duty as ours as on the design team to really bring this and interpret it to the Cowboys fan. And so what we do is we, look at these runway trends and then come out with this amazing selling t-shirt here. You can really see it has a great drape. The gold foil. We really make sure that we collaborate with our graphic designers to make sure that, it's really complementing the t-shirt. We couldn't just slap, Cowboys word mark on there and call it a good day. We really wanted to make sure that it had some fun, sparkly aspects. Our fan loves the bling.
Yes,
and so
we do.
we knew that even though it's gold and maybe something that's a little bit outside of our comfort zone, well, that's velvet. A different person, a different fan is really reaching out for this more fashionable Cowboys, apparel. And so we really wanted to fulfill that with this awesome velvet tee.
That's very cool. Now, was that taking a risk?
Yes, that was a huge risk for us.
Absolutely.
And we were all, sweating as it was setting, and it was funny because we were watching the sales come through, and we're getting updates, and we all said, okay, I'll just go buy 10 of them. I'll go buy 10 of them, but. Little did we know we didn't even need to. It actually was pretty successful on its own, and that's really because also of our wonderful sales team, merchandising team that kind of knew this is something that we needed to jump on, and it's something that I think will happen right now. Let's do it now. So
But from the time of the original drawing or design, were there changes? So, for example, just the way the material falls on you, or the cut, and of course we all of us in Cowboy Nation are not the same shape or size, and so are there changes that are taking place
that is
over this 2-year period?
Good point. So my specialty is actually in technical design, which is basically the engineering of a garment throughout the development phase. So we are looking at all of the bodies that this would basically be put on. And since we have such a big range of retailers out there, we also know that is catering to a broad range of body types.
Absolutely.
So we do a lot of research. We actually do a lot of collecting feedback in the actual stores. We are there. How often have you been to the stores? We've been there.
I mean, really,
several hours.
Just talking to customers.
And just getting that direct feedback to make sure that, if someone says, I felt like this was a little tight, we take that directly back and we try to, make these changes for the next season. So we're really out there listening and making sure that, every customer is covered.
Well, see, that's so awesome. Cool to know that I, as a fan, can actually have some kind of
100%.
Influence beyond my monetary, I'm buying this. So
it's very cool. That's very cool. So do you have actual people sketching stuff, drawing?
Yes, absolutely. So cool. I mean, and that's really what as jobs as creative designers, we are collecting all these trends and then sketching them out. And we really have to be sensitive to how it fits, too, so that somebody like Erica can interpret our drawing or our sketch and say, okay, this looks a little bit, has some movement. Maybe it's kind of drapey. Are you wanting some larger specs for this particular item?
I have to see through the drawing sometimes.
Exactly.
You have to see the body behind it.
The interpreter.
Can you use the dress as an example? Because there's a mix of different kinds of materials there.
There is.
And with the dots and you got the netting. Can you go into some more specifics on this one in particular?
Yes. So this is actually in our newborn, infant, toddler line. So that's a really good point. That this
not for us, Chris.
So this item was actually, it's sketched one time. Like this initial design sketch looked pretty similar to this.
Okay.
Now we have to take this and go from little teeny tiny babies all the way up to toddlers and then even into like a preteen, like girl size.
Gotcha.
And so the proportions of this has to be analyzed and kind of made to look to match that initial design intent of the sketch. And yes, like every little piece of this is thought out and tested, and each color is approved. Each foil dot that you see, we have to look and make sure that it's consistent throughout the garment. This elastic, making sure that it stretches and it's soft enough to be against your body.
For sure.
There's so many things that go into this one little teeny tiny dress,
The last thing a 3-year-old wants is something itchy.
Exactly. it would be on the floor immediately. So.
Well, I'm so glad that one of the items that you brought is the pink, because let's be honest, when the NFL and even the Cowboys at first, when they started marketing more specifically to females, it was, let's take a jersey and we'll just put pink letters on it, or pink jersey. And so obviously there has been an evolution over time. What do you see in that evolution, and then where are we heading?
Well, that's really interesting because we have a duty to not only complement, but offer a product that is different to what Nike has already provided. So here we have our Nike women's limited jersey. And certainly this style does very well for us, kind of a replica of what the players wear on the field. But what we do at Dallas Cowboys merchandising is really create an item that it's a little bit different, our fashion jersey, so that we have it's in pink, or we can do it in navy as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's the pink, and I love the navy too.
I do too.
Yeah, I always get my sister the pink and myself the blue.
Yeah. And so it's really interesting because we take what's so important to our Dallas Cowboys female fan, and which is really that bling. So we've got some kind of stones on here, some glitter, even in the outline. I mean, the details that we put into this, even in the back yoke to make it a little more athletic, but we have what's called a dazzle woven fabric that's got kind of a sheen to it, and then of course that glitter on the back, Dallas, and then the outline again around the number. Just things that we can really be impactful with as designers and kind of broaden the offering.
And these fashion jerseys are actually one of the most difficult items for us to design.
Really?
Because they are so important for us. They are like that supplemental item that this blingy fashion girl is going to the pro shops looking for every season. And so we really labor over every single detail to make sure that it is different from, what we offered in 2015, 2016, 2012.
Okay.
And our boss, I mean, she's been here from the beginning, and her brain, is always thinking about like what's the next, what is the next, and how can we, make it different?
Yeah.
Because this girl most likely comes every season for this particular
For that one.
jersey.
Right.
Wants a new one every
And wants
season.
a new one.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's really interesting because we take what sold well, what did well from previous seasons, and really try to not replicate it, but come up with the next big thing. This is our game plan. We really have a duty to our fan. They are expecting this, and they know what works. If we were to suddenly do our fashion jersey without any bling on it, it would be a huge miss and we'd lose out on those sales. And so as designers, we really have to reinvent the wheel every single season for this particular item.
Yeah, well, in particular with the jerseys, where that the Des Bryant 88 and the Jason Witten 82 are going to be sellers. You get your Sean Lees and stuff, but take us back, Erica, to 2016 when Dak and Zeke just take over, not just Cowboys Nation, but the entire NFL. What was it like? Because there's such a demand out there for number 4 and number 21.
First of all, it was one of the most exciting, years
I bet.
of us working here. I've been here since 2014, so that was, a really huge time for us. And the response, we really are set up to win. One of our goals every year is to prepare for success. And so I think, we did a pretty good job at kind of meeting that demand and making sure that, we were able to get the product out there. But, luckily we have a really good, strong team with sort of a blueprint, to react to, some of these like wonderful things that can happen. And our printing facility at the warehouse, the screen printing facility, allows us to react really quickly to that.
Again, I think that people don't understand that with DCM, the Cowboys owning their own logo and basically running their own show and not being one of the other 31 NFL teams that's in the pool of NFL and relying on what everybody else is doing. I mean, it's you're printing your own stuff.
React. I mean, we are making over 60,000 print impressions weekly.
Yes.
Weekly.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we can really react to the little nuances. I'm sure you saw, the T-shirt last year that's Dak and Zeke for president and things like that. I mean,
right.
Yes.
Those are pop culture that we have to react to that day. We can't design 2 years ahead that people want them to be president.
Exactly.
They rookies. And so, it's really just interpreting. And we are so lucky that we have, that blank merchandise at our print facility that they're just waiting, to just print those items for
Well,
us.
I know that personally, I spent probably over $400 this year at Christmas. No, in late November and early December on the Dak the Halls.
Oh, yes. That was
The Christmas one. So it was the blue. Well, there were a couple different versions, but the male version was the blue. T-shirt with the darker trim, and then Dak the Halls, and it looked like Christmas lights coming down. So how quick a turnaround was something like that?
And honestly, our graphic team, they are the wittiest guys and girls that you would ever meet. I just go over there sometimes just to, get a laugh out of the day, So they really, they're looking at kind of what's going on with our team and beyond, and really creating graphics that speak to what's happening, right now. So.
And they collaborate with our marketing team. So our marketing team is really closely following social media to watch for those most popular hashtags and everything. And so our graphics department really collaborates with them to make sure that we are outputting really special merchandise that no other fan in the NFL could possibly get with their team.
Yeah, see, I'm really interested in that on which is the what's driving the cart on that, or the tail wagging the dog, right? I mean, is it the creative people that are influencing the marketing people, and then we see it, or is it the opposite way, or it's a little bit of both?
It's such a combination.
It's both.
It's just like what we do, finding inspiration from the runway, but really a lot of it comes from streetwear too. What kids are wearing, what these millennials are wearing, what this newest Cowboys fan is wearing, how maybe they're cutting something off, maybe they are, wearing their jersey in a different way. And so we really have to watch those trends as well, because that's what's going to keep our brand fresh and, keep gaining more momentum, newer fans, and really focusing on that.
Gotcha. So for future, I guess what you're working on 2019?
Yeah.
So that's what you guys are working on right now.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That's
Can you give us a little hint, or
I can tell you that the inspiration has come from all over for this line. It's a really exciting from the field, from our players and how they wear items, from, how our youth is wearing things. We're really excited about the new line.
Yeah. Can I tell you, one of my favorite things from the past season is when it was Military Appreciation Month.
Oh, yes.
In November.
Salute to service.
And a lot of this with the salute to service, and it's not just that it's the camouflage colors and the like, but I think a lot of Cowboys Nation that saw online, shopping through DallasCowboys.com or in the pro shops, that DCM used employees, members of our Cowboys family, Cowboys employees who were veterans, as models, which was really great. I just thought it was really neat keeping it in-house, and
I love that.
And saluting members of our own Cowboys family.
Yes.
That's very, very cool. Well, we're getting close to the end. Is there anything that you want to talk about that we didn't touch on?
Is there like one item that has been your favorite that you've designed, or
Oh my
that kind of thing?
That's
Probably
pressure. That's exciting. Your favorite
Choosing
child.
your favorite child. Yes. Choosing your favorite child right there.
No, I think, to Erica's point, it's always really fun doing the fashion jersey, and it's very collaborative among our team, and we always have so much fun throwing out ideas and, well, what if we did, a lace up, or what if we did this or that? And it's really fun to watch. Again, Heather, our manager's, history. Well, we did that a few seasons ago, and let me go back on the
Right
sales.
when you think it's fresh and new.
And do you
It's been done.
the old one so that you can go back and look?
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
In between, Heather and Neil Wiseman, they are our walking
Encyclopedia.
encyclopedia. Yes.
Very cool.
Well, what we want to do is issue an open invitation to you to come back, and maybe with some of the things with the fall, and maybe
Would
come
love
back
that.
later in the spring, and then right before the season or before we kick off training camp.
Oh, yes.
And because I think that the people who are watching, we want to give them a leg up, right?
yes.
on,
Yes, we would love to
on
come
what to
back,
expect,
yes.
and things like that, and kind of give ourselves a leg up too.
I
That's
agree.
all right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Sneak peek.
Yeah. And so that's Erica and Rachel from the DCM design team, and wow, a standing ovation. Thank you for Nikki. This was fun today.
I loved
Thank
it.
you for setting
Thank
it up.
you so
and-
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you all joining us here on 5 Points Blue. Back to the basics.
This has been a production of 5 Points Blue, DallasCowboys.com, and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?